What happens when one of the most powerful voices in the world looks at the biggest economic boom in a generation and issues a stark, public warning? The small South American nation of Guyana is experiencing an economic transformation so rapid, it has no modern parallel. Fueled by massive offshore oil discoveries, its economy is growing at a pace that, honestly, just dwarfs every other nation on Earth. And with that growth has come a tidal wave of foreign investment from every major global power. But now, a bombshell intervention has thrown this entire gold rush into question. When Donald Trump issued a direct warning to Guyana about the perils of its current relationship with foreign investors, it wasn't just a comment, it was a political earthquake. The reaction from Guyanese leaders was immediate, defiant, and reveals a deep fundamental split in the vision for the nation's future. The second, and equally contentious policy, is the creation of special development zones that operate with legal and regulatory autonomy to attract specific types of foreign investment, particularly in manufacturing and high-tech sectors. The government has designated vast tracts of land as special development zones. Within these zones, the standard national laws and regulations are significantly altered or suspended entirely. This can include exemptions from national labor laws, allowing for different standards on wages, working hours, and unionization. It includes streamlined environmental regulations, fast-tracked permitting that bypasses normal oversight, and unique tax structures that are negotiated privately with each major corporate tenant. For a multinational corporation, this is the ultimate business environment, a place where they can operate with maximum efficiency, minimal red tape, and optimized profitability, all under the protection of a sovereign government. These zones are marketed as business-friendly enclaves, designed to be competitive with the most permissive regulatory environments in the world. The potential for attracting massive job-creating factories and data centers is the central selling point. The rationale for creating these pockets of exceptional legal status is rooted in the fierce global competition for capital. The government argues that to attract the industries of the future, it cannot simply offer a stable political climate, it must offer a superior commercial advantage. They contend that existing Guyanese laws, designed for a pre-oil, agricultural economy, are too rigid and burdensome for the scale and speed of modern industrial investment. By creating these zones, they are not eroding the nation's legal framework but rather creating a tailored, competitive product for the global market. They promise that the benefits, thousands of jobs, technology transfer, and the development of entirely new export sectors will ultimately lift all boats and lead to a higher standard of living for everyone, even those outside the zones. The controversy, however, strikes at the heart of national unity and the rule of law. Critics, including opposition leaders and civil society groups, condemn these zones as a form of internal colonization. They argue that by suspending national laws, the government is creating a two-tiered society, one for powerful foreign corporations and their employees, who operate under a privileged set of rules, and another for ordinary Guyanese citizens and small businesses, who remain subject to the full weight of the national legal system. The fear is that these zones will become islands of exploitation with poor labor conditions and environmental degradation, all sanctioned by the state in the name of development. The fundamental question raised is whether a nation can truly maintain its sovereignty when it willingly carves out pieces of its territory where its own laws do not fully apply. What you have just seen is the unraveling of a high-stakes diplomatic and economic drama. This is more than a war of words. It is a clash of fundamental philosophies about how a nation should grow and who it should trust. We've broken down the two core controversial policies: the sovereign investment deals that trade long-term influence for short-term infrastructure, and the special development zones that trade regulatory sovereignty for corporate investment. This channel is dedicated to bringing you these deep, analytical breakdowns of the stories that reveal the true levers of power in our world. But this mission to deliver content that challenges and educates is powered by you. The single most important factor for this channel's growth is your engagement. The YouTube algorithm is a gatekeeper, and your actions are the key. So if this video opened your eyes to the complex and controversial decisions shaping Guyana's future, I need you to take 3 simple but powerful steps. First, please like this video. That single click is the most direct way you can show your support. It tells YouTube that this is important, valuable content that should be recommended to other viewers who crave substantive analysis. Second, I genuinely want to hear your voice in the comments. This is a debate with massive implications. Where do you stand? Is Guyana's strategy a brilliant pragmatic path to rapid development, or is it a dangerous gamble with the nation's long-term sovereignty? Do the benefits of new infrastructure and jobs justify the potential costs of foreign influence and internal legal inequality? Your perspective is crucial. This is a conversation, and your comments directly shape the topics we explore next. Third, and this is the most impactful thing you can do, share this video. Share it with one person you think needs to see it. Post it on your social media, send it to a group chat with friends or colleagues. When you share, you are not just passing along a link, you are spreading knowledge and fostering a more informed public. You are amplifying the story and helping to build a community that values depth over sound bites. By liking, commenting, and sharing, you are casting a vote for a more nuanced understanding of our world. You are telling the algorithm, and telling us, that you demand this level of analysis. So please take that action right now. Join us in this mission. Let's continue to uncover the truth behind the headlines, together. As Guyana stands at the threshold of an economic revolution, its vast oil reserves have become the centerpiece of both national ambition and global attention. Experts estimate that these reserves could make Guyana one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. The influx of oil revenue is projected to significantly boost the nation's GDP, potentially transforming Guyana from one of South America's poorest countries into a regional powerhouse. But the benefits don't stop at the macroeconomic level. The government has outlined plans to ensure that oil wealth translates into tangible improvements for everyday citizens. Job creation is a top priority. New positions are opening up in sectors ranging from engineering and logistics to hospitality and retail, as supporting industries grow alongside the oil sector. Training programs, scholarships, and partnerships with international firms are all part of a broader effort to upskill the workforce and ensure that Guyanese citizens are at the forefront of this transformation. Yet, the government is also mindful of the risks that rapid growth can bring. That's why there's a strong focus on sustainable development. Plans are in place to invest oil revenues in critical infrastructure, roads, hospitals, and schools, as well as in renewable energy and environmental protection. The goal is not only to secure prosperity for this generation, but to lay the foundation for long-term stability and resilience. The coming years will test Guyana's ability to balance opportunity with responsibility. If managed well, the oil boom could lift millions out of poverty and set a new standard for equitable, sustainable growth in the region. The world is watching, and the stakes could not be higher. While Guyana's oil boom promises economic transformation, it also brings significant environmental concerns. Oil extraction, by its very nature, poses risks to delicate ecosystems, especially in a country renowned for its rich biodiversity and pristine rainforests. Potential threats include oil spills, water contamination, and habitat disruption, all of which could have lasting effects on both wildlife and local communities. Recognizing these risks, both the government and international partners have implemented a range of safeguards. Strict environmental regulations now govern every stage of oil production, from exploration to transport. Monitoring systems have been set up to detect leaks or spills quickly, ensuring rapid response to any incidents. Additionally, oil companies operating in Guyana are required to submit detailed environmental impact assessments and develop comprehensive spill response plans. Beyond regulations, there's an emphasis on transparency and public participation. Environmental groups and local communities are being consulted on new projects, and independent audits are conducted to ensure compliance with best practices. Investments are also being made in research and technology, exploring cleaner extraction methods and supporting restoration efforts in affected areas. Guyana's approach is not without its critics, and the challenge of balancing economic growth with environmental stewardship continues to spark debate. However, the measures being taken reflect a growing recognition that long-term prosperity depends on protecting the natural resources that make Guyana unique. As the oil industry expands, vigilance and adaptation will be key to ensuring that progress does not come at the expense of the environment. Guyana's economic boom, fueled by oil revenues, is rapidly reshaping the nation's social landscape. For many, this new era brings an improved standard of living, more jobs, higher wages, and increased investment in public services like healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Urban centers are bustling with new businesses, modern housing projects, and better transportation options, offering a glimpse of a more prosperous future for ordinary citizens. However, the benefits of this growth are not distributed evenly. While some communities thrive, others, particularly in rural or indigenous areas, risk being left behind. The influx of wealth has driven up the cost of living, making housing and basic goods less affordable for many families. There are growing concerns about widening income gaps and the potential for social tensions as expectations rise and disparities become more visible. Rapid development has also brought new social challenges. Urban migration is accelerating, straining city resources and infrastructure. Traditional ways of life are changing, and younger generations may feel pressure to abandon their roots in search of new opportunities. Meanwhile, questions around transparency, governance, and equitable resource sharing remain at the forefront of public debate. As Guyana navigates this period of transformation, the challenge will be to ensure that prosperity is shared by all and that no one is left behind. Addressing these social implications will be as crucial to the country's future as managing its economic and environmental resources. As Guyana rides the wave of its economic transformation, foreign investments have played a pivotal role in fueling this growth. International companies and investors see immense potential in Guyana's burgeoning oil sector, bringing in capital, technology, and expertise that are crucial for developing the industry. These investments not only drive economic expansion, but also create jobs, enhance skills, and foster innovation across various sectors. Foreign capital has enabled the construction of state-of-the-art infrastructure, from modern ports and highways to advanced telecommunications networks. This influx of funds has also supported critical public services, improving healthcare facilities, educational institutions, and social programs. The benefits of these developments are evident, with increased quality of life and new opportunities for many Guyanese citizens. However, the reliance on foreign investments comes with its own set of risks. There's the potential for economic dependency, where the country's fortunes are closely tied to the interests of external entities. This can lead to vulnerabilities, such as fluctuations in global markets or changes in foreign policy, which could destabilize Guyana's economy. Additionally, there is the concern of profit repatriation, where significant portions of the wealth generated are sent back to investors' home countries, limiting the reinvestment in local communities. Moreover, the influx of foreign capital can sometimes overshadow local businesses and industries, making it challenging for them to compete. This can lead to a concentration of wealth and power in the hands of a few, exacerbating existing inequalities and social tensions. As Guyana continues to attract foreign investments, it must strike a delicate balance. Ensuring that these investments align with the nation's long-term goals and benefit the broader population is essential. Transparent governance, equitable resource distribution, and strategic planning will be key to harnessing the potential of foreign capital while safeguarding the country's economic sovereignty and social cohesion. In the next chapter, we will delve into the strategies and policies that Guyana can adopt to maximize the benefits of foreign investments while mitigating the associated risks. Stay tuned as we explore the path forward for this vibrant and evolving nation. As Guyana reaps the rewards of its oil boom, the government is also taking bold steps to secure a more resilient and diversified economy. Recognizing the risks of over-reliance on a single industry, policymakers are investing in new pathways for sustainable growth. One of the key areas of focus is agriculture. With its vast stretches of fertile land and abundant water resources, Guyana has the potential to become a regional breadbasket. Government initiatives are helping farmers access modern equipment, improve seeds, and agricultural training. These efforts aim to boost yields, expand exports, and create new value-added industries, such as food processing and agribusiness. Tourism is another sector prime for expansion. Guyana's unspoiled rainforests, dramatic rivers, and unique wildlife are attracting international attention. The government is working to improve infrastructure, promote ecotourism, and develop cultural attractions that showcase Guyana's rich heritage. These projects aim to create jobs, support local communities, and protect the environment for future generations. By nurturing these sectors alongside oil, Guyana is building a more balanced and inclusive economy. The government's vision is clear: transform today's oil wealth into tomorrow's opportunities for all Guyanese, across many industries. In the next chapter, we'll examine how these strategies are being put into action and what they mean for the country's long-term prosperity. While Guyana's economic transformation is filled with promise, rapid growth also brings significant challenges. Chief among them are issues of governance and corruption. Managing an unprecedented influx of oil revenues puts immense pressure on existing institutions, many of which are still developing the capacity to oversee such vast sums responsibly. Reports of mismanagement, lack of transparency, and political interference have raised concerns among citizens and international observers alike. The government faces the daunting task of ensuring that oil wealth benefits all Guyanese, rather than a select few. Strengthening oversight agencies, enforcing anti-corruption laws, and fostering a culture of accountability are now more crucial than ever. Civil society organizations and independent media are playing a vital role in holding leaders to account, but they too face obstacles in accessing information and resources. Meanwhile, foreign investors and international partners are urging Guyana to adopt best practices and robust safeguards. As the country navigates this economic boom, striking a balance between rapid development and good governance will be key. Only by confronting these challenges head-on can Guyana turn its newfound wealth into lasting prosperity for generations to come. Guyana's economic boom is not just changing the nation's financial landscape, it's transforming its very foundation. Fueled by oil revenues and foreign investments, the country is embarking on a wave of ambitious infrastructure projects designed to support rapid growth and improve everyday life. Major highways and bridges are under construction, aiming to connect remote regions and boost trade. Modern ports and expanded airports are being developed to accommodate increased commercial activity and tourism. In the capital, new residential complexes, hospitals, and educational facilities are rising to meet the needs of a growing population. Power generation and distribution are also seeing dramatic upgrades, with investments in both traditional and renewable energy sources. These projects promise greater reliability and access across urban and rural communities alike. Planned initiatives go even further. Proposals for smart cities, digital infrastructure, and expanded public transportation systems are on the table, signaling a bold vision for Guyana's future. While these developments bring hope, they also pose logistical and environmental challenges. Ensuring that projects are completed on time, within budget, and with minimal ecological impact will test the country's resolve and capacity. As Guyana builds the physical backbone of its new era, the success of these infrastructure efforts will be critical in shaping a more connected, prosperous, and resilient nation for all its people. As we've seen throughout this journey, Guyana stands at a historic crossroads. The nation's economic transformation, fueled by oil wealth and foreign investment, is driving bold infrastructure projects and raising living standards. Yet, these opportunities come with significant responsibilities. Sustainable growth, balancing economic advancement with environmental protection, will be crucial to preserving Guyana's natural heritage for future generations. Equally important is inclusivity, ensuring that prosperity reaches all communities, urban and rural alike, and that no one is left behind in this period of rapid change. From sovereign investment deals and special development zones to the challenges of governance and the promise of diversification, Guyana's path forward is filled with both promise and complexity. The choices made today will shape the nation's future for decades to come. As Guyana builds its new foundation, the world will be watching. By prioritizing sustainability and inclusivity, Guyana can chart a course toward lasting prosperity, one that benefits every citizen and sets a powerful example for emerging economies everywhere.